Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning in Vegas time. My name is Barbara Hawkins Dixon, and my friend Darlene Mamon. Uh, our topic today is uh, how soon should you start dating after failed relationship? Uh, I people's in my opinion, people's different. You know, it the it don't remain the same with everyone. Everyone is different. Some people's could move on directly after uh a fair relationship and rush right into another relationship, which I don't think that's wise to do. And in my opinion, I feel like you need to take time to regroup before you go right into another relationship. Because if the majority of times, if you leave one fair relationship and move right on into another relationship, you taking so much baggage into that new relationship, into that new relationship gonna fail as well, because you're not taking the time to evaluate yourself and evaluate what went wrong in a relationship and some of the reasons why you feel that it went wrong. And when you rush into a relationship, you don't make wise decisions. You basically, a lot of people rush into them to try to get over the hurt and over the hurt and, to, in other words, move on so that they won't feel like their self-esteem has been lowered. But I think the majority of times is mostly men's that does this. They go from one relationship into another without closure, because men's, in my opinion, I'm not bashing men's, but in my opinion, men's have the tendency to want to know that they have someone else out there in case the relationship fails. Where, on the other hand, women's like to take that time to root, not rushing into no relationship, because that's the wisest thing to do. We think more concerning relationships, and what part did we play in the fair relationship. So uh I just feel like a relationship shouldn't be rushed into. It takes time. You need the time to heal. You need the time to refocus your direction, your drive, to make sure that that fair relationship you have not allowed to disable you to a point where you forget your direction, your drive and your determination. Regardless of a fair relationship, you have to keep focus on your dreams. And so, what do you think, Darlene?
I I I agree with what you're saying too. In my opinion, when you coming out of a relationship, I don't think you should rush into it too quickly. I would say at least give yourself at least a year, you know, to get over what you've been through, because that's a lot to take. You got to think about the pain and the hurt that you've been through, and you need to kind of get yourself, evaluate yourself, and ask yourself, what caused the problem, what made the relationship break up, fix on working yourself, your inner self first, because you can quickly jump out of one and go into another, and you still vulnerable from what you've been through with that person you just separated from. And then you get involved with someone else, and then you wind up seeing the same red flags that you were seeing in the relationship you just broken out of. So I think you should at least take at least a year to really before you just decide to just jump into a relationship. It's about fixing yourself first and self-loving yourself again before you put yourself out there. Because at that moment, you still vulnerable. It's a lot on you, and you still think because you ain't gonna get over the person just like that. It takes time, especially if you've been with that person for a long time. But some people do it just to get even, like, well, I'll jump into this relationship and let them see, well, I don't need you because I can get somebody else, and you shouldn't
Right.
do that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you said, a lot of people's rushing to another one to try to hide the hurt that they
yeah,
actually going through.
yeah.
With that, it's more so to let people see that okay, I done moved on with my life already. That hit didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It didn't hurt. So I'm already trying to rebuild with someone else. But when you a person does that, I feel it's their own insecurities because they have not uh faced the fact that they still care deeply for this person. And when you deeply still have that connection to another person and you go out there and get involved with someone else, the same thing is gonna happen because you're not going into that relationship with honesty. So it's gonna automatically set off the alarm for trust issues, communication issues and everything. And a lot of times when they do that, they rush into another situation like that, then they find themselves in a worse situation than they were the one that they left.
Yeah, you start seeing those same red flags. And when you start seeing them same red flags, you need to run, Forrest, run. Go, because you're gonna be repeating the same thing over and over again. That's why you shouldn't rush into it so quickly. I know, they try to probably get over the pain and the hurt and feel like, well, if I get into another relationship, I got a companion and I'm gonna be okay. But it don't always work out that way.
No, because one person could not fulfill what you have for another person.
Yeah.
If you still carrying feelings for this person, no matter what that person do, it's not gonna be enough because now you're going to be comparing,
Mhm.
one situation with the other situation. And when you move from one relationship to another relationship, the focus is supposed to be on that person who you trying to build the relationship with.
Mhm. Well, do you think you can go out on date? You can go dating and just don't get into a serious relationship. Do you think that would be okay?
Well, in
Only reason,
my
only reason.
opinion, I think that would be a problem also,
Mhm.
uh, heads on because if you, like you spoke earlier, this is a vulnerable time and in your life. So if you don't take the time to regroup before and you enter into a relation, start dating before you start dating, you will be more uh eager to get into a relationship because you left this bad relationship. Now you start dating, and this person starts to say things that you feel you weren't getting at home in the other relationship, or they start doing things that you wanted from your mate, I think that makes you vulnerable to, oh, he or she's doing what my ex didn't do. It
Mhm.
makes you more vulnerable, and then that pushes you faster to try to get in a relationship. So I think dating, just dating, is not a good thing right off.
Well,
I
only
think
with,
you just need time to get. I'm
mhm.
sorry, go ahead, Darlene.
No, no, go finish what you were saying. Finish what you were
No,
saying,
I
Bob.
had finished my point.
Oh,
You,
okay. I was just saying that because if you just, you're getting out of a relationship and you're trying to get over and they say you're supposed to move on. But then I just said maybe the dating part would kind of ease your mind or something because actually you just dating because if you just sit home and you dwell on it, the worse that you will feel. That's why I asked that question just to get you out of that mood of you soaking all the time and sad and miserable. Maybe you just need to get out and do something. That's what I meant by that.
right. Uh, I think that is other ways, is other ways to do it besides start dating. You could just start hanging out more with your girlfriends,
Mhm, mhm.
you know, doing more shopping, especially with women's, that eases our mind
That's
anyway.
that'll do it
Yes.
right there.
Yes, that would do it. Just shopping, start going to more public places like museums and
Mhm,
aquariums, waterfalls. That type of stuff brings peace and serenity anyway.
mhm.
And so I think it would be wiser to start doing those type of things rather than to just start dating, because if you are already vulnerable and these people's, whether it's a man or a woman,
Mhm.
they start doing these type of things, that's gonna make you vulnerable, like this is what I've been
And
looking
then
for.
and then a lot of times they do it too because they see how vulnerable you are. And a
Yes.
lot of times that they'll take advantage of that situation too because they see how vulnerable you are, and the worst thing you can do is jump into another relationship and tell all the bad things that you went through with the relationship. Because sometimes they can hold that against you and bring it up in your face later on down the road.
Yes, and
So you
it's
shouldn't
so.
tell everything. Yeah, I don't think you should, like they said, leave your baggage behind. You shouldn't bring all that into another relationship. There's some things you shouldn't even discuss about it, like what broke you guys up or what happened or this or that. No, no.
Okay, yes, because I always been one. I could care less about uh my uh husband, mate, previous relationships. I don't care what happened, that
Right.
the
I don't want to
reason that
even
they
discuss
broke
it.
up.
Right.
It's no discussion, and I hope your partner feel the same way about your past, because everyone has a past. Everyone has a past, and so I think it makes you more vulnerable to fall again if you rush into it, because with no surprise, peoples could feed off of your energy, the signals that you send out. And if you on another date and you both, evaluating each other at this time, and it's gonna be something that sends signals that you are, you're vulnerable right now, and they will play on that.
Yeah.
and then you look up and you right back where you
Doing the
started
same, you
now,
repeating
and
it all over again.
repeating it all over in a worse situation.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
take time out for yourself to get to know you, examine yourself about what you're not going to accept, because a lesson should be learned in every fair relationship.
yeah,
A lesson should be learned in it. And so what you learn from that fair relationship, set boundaries and know
yeah.
that what you allowed to happen to you in the previous relationship, you're not going to tolerate it in the next one.
Mhm. That's why I said it's so important. That's why I said give yourself about a year, at least a year, because you
Yes.
get to, get to really evaluate your own self. You'll think about all the things that you went through, the things that you accepted, and and you work around those things. So when you do decide that you want to get into a relationship, then you'll know what to look for, and what not to look for. You'll know the do's and the don'ts when you get into another one, because you'll think about everything that you went through and you don't want to see yourself going through that again.
No, because that's damaging to your heart, is damaging to your spirit,
Yeah.
it's just damaging to you overall. And you don't want to keep repeating the same mistake over and
Mhm.
over and over again, because at a point it gets to it's no longer a mistake. This is
Right.
your pattern. You know, it's like you destined to be in a failed relationship
Mhm.
because you keep going for the same the same things.
Mhm. And I think it's too, Barbara. It's all about yourself, because sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like when you keep noticing that you falling into the same relationship or you meeting the same kind of people, you gotta kind of ask yourself, what is it that I'm doing that I keep attracting these same people over and over into each relationship that I get into? So you also got to look at yourself. What is bringing this towards you all the time?
Right. Absolutely correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And so that's why, I say it's important, to examine yourself and to
Yeah.
realize that, okay,
Hmm.
uh, I
So you
played
need to.
this role by
Mhm.
doing this. I did that. Did I talk too much, or did I say things to that mate that I shouldn't have said? I should have just
Mhm.
kept to
Mhm.
myself, because as we spoke in on a previous topic, and
Mhm.
we were saying, when you go into a new relationship, then a new partner don't need to know the
Yeah.
things that your ex put you through,
Yeah.
what that your ex accept, what you
Mhm.
accepted from your ex, because that's uh something for them to get off on. Okay, well, she allowed him to do it, so I could
Why
do it.
can't I
She'll
do it?
let, yeah, why can't I do it? So
Yeah.
that shows your weakness, and when you go
Mhm.
into another relationship, you want your strength to be seen,
Mhm.
not your weakness,
Mhm.
because if they see your weakness, then they're going to use that against you
Yeah.
and find a way where they can manipulate you to get you back to that person that accepted all of that bad treatment that you got in your previous relationship.
That's where
And
those bond.
so,
Yes, that's where those boundaries come in. You gotta know. If you don't carry yourself in a way, and certain things you're going to accept and not going to accept, then people can just come into your life and just treat you any kind of way, because you just sitting back letting it happen. But if you set boundaries for yourself, then you know what you're gonna tolerate and what you're not gonna tolerate.
yes, that's so true. And then, when we move too fast and everything, and look like this person is doing the right things, saying the right things, and now you all this all I've been wanting all the time is someone to treat me this way. But then when you move over there too fast and thinking the grass is greener that way, and then that person switch on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you see from the beginning in the dating game. We all know everybody put their best foot forward.
Yeah, in the
So
beginning.
that's the wing you in. They put their best foot forward so you could only see the good. But then when you get with that person, you start seeing all the bad. It's the reverse of what you were saying from the beginning.
Mhm.
But that's how dating is set up. And you who you dating, they gonna say the same, the right things to try to win you in. They gonna do the right things. But then, just because you getting this from the beginning, don't mean that's the way the picture is gonna end.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
people switch up
yeah.
and you be, oh, well, this was worse than the first situation I was in.
Mhm.
But it's at that point when you start dating and you see these things, and once you slowly start saying, uh, things that's not right, don't wait, because that's what happened to you in the previous relationship,
Yes.
and you fell for it. So, and ignored the red flags as they slowly start coming in. And
Mhm.
so once you learn, when you see the red flags, you remove yourself from that situation.
Yes, that is true. So, how long do you think you should wait?
Well, I would say at least a year is not bad. Yeah, a year is not. Yeah, I don't think a
Sometimes
year
a
is
year
bad.
longer. Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes time, and then see the younger generations are different than the
Okay.
older generations,
Uh-huh.
because the younger generations, they hormones control them. But
Yeah.
as you get older, you in control of your hormones.
Yeah.
I would like to think that mature people's, are that way. That we already been through that stage, whereas our hormones control us. But as you grow and you get older and wiser, you in control of your hormones. So you're not rushing into anything to get just to be sexually active, because you're not of course that's an important part in a relationship,
Mhm.
but an older mature person can manage that much more than a younger person.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people's rush into relationship just for the sexual part.
Okay. Um, so when you get into these new relationships, do you think it's wise to slowly bring, especially if you have children, to bring that person around your children? What do you think?
No, uh, in my opinion, no. I don't think that's good, because you still evaluating that person.
Uh-huh.
So you had known this person long enough to bring them uh not even to your home, just known around your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Especially
think that's a bad move.
especially with everything going on in the world with, children's being molested and everything. Uh, did you be so quickly to bring these guys around your kids, and that's just the wrongest thing to do. And these kids going around here talking about uncle this and uncle that, and you got a predator around them. So I agree on that. You shouldn't just jump. If you're going to be in a relationship, I think you should keep your kids away at least for a while until you get more comfortable and know that person before you bring them into your home.
Yes, all of the dates should be in a public place
Yes, not
because
in,
you don't know that person. You
yeah,
know, it should be in a public place. Don't be in such a rush to bring these people you just meet into your home around your family
yeah,
because you still trying to figure this person out.
yeah.
You don't know much about
You
this
don't really
person.
know.
So why would you bring this person home around your children?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. How
Yeah,
long? Yeah, I think it should be a while before you even introduce them to your kids so quickly. You need to get to know that person, really know that person before you bring them around your kids.
right.
Yeah, because you don't know who you bringing around, and you need to thoroughly check them too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, with the way things are today, you
Mm.
need to do a background
You
check
need to. I
on them.
was finna say you need to do a
Yes,
background check.
you need to do a background check because what you see is not
It's not
always what you
always
get.
true. Yeah,
It's not, yeah, it's not true.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, people pretend to be who they think you want them to be,
yeah,
or who you express to them what type of person you looking for to get in a relationship with.
hmm,
So if they, of course, they gonna pretend to be that type of person that you're looking for. But
yeah,
it's up to you whether to fall for the okie doke.
yeah.
Yeah, you
So,
can't
so,
fall.
so, what about the online dating? I don't agree with that at all.
Oh
A
no,
lot of people now, but wait, I know people that have done that and they together for years, but then I know people that did it and they didn't found some nuts.
yeah,
Like,
Nightmare on Elm Street,
yeah.
right?
So people do that a lot now. Do you see all the online dating things they be doing and people be doing that and get catfish and it be all kind of stuff going
Oh,
on.
yes, pretending to be someone that they're not. And
Yeah.
so it's hard enough to me, in my opinion, it's hard enough meeting someone out, and the insecurities you get from this person, and you
Hmm.
saying this person. You're talking about someone from online that
You don't know
you
nothing
could
about.
nothing about. You could basically sometimes you could read. Not like me,
Uh-huh.
I'm a eye to eye contact person.
Me too.
When I'm talking to someone, I'm eye to eye contact because I could get feedback
You can
from,
from
yes,
what looking. Yeah.
from looking. I could get feedback. When a person uh is incapable
Mm-hmm.
of giving you eye to eye contact,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's a problem with that. It's something beneath it that they hiding or they afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
when they can't give you eye to eye contact.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that too. I want to be we here. I want to
Yeah,
see
we
how
here.
you feeling, when you say certain things or how you responded to something because your body contact says a lot. Your
Yes,
body structure or how you move around, it tells a lot about what you thinking.
yes, it
Yeah.
tells a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
when if you ask someone a question. If you
Mm-hmm.
talking and you ask them a question and they answer but they turn their head,
Mm-hmm.
that's a signal that they, in my opinion, that they lying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because if we here and I'm giving you eye to eye contact, but you can't give me eye-to-eye contact. That's a red flag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag.
That's because somewhere down the line you lying or you ain't telling the truth. Something you ain't
Yes,
telling and trying not to let it be known. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And there's, and that's what I say, people's uh in situations where people think because someone's smiling, you're talking and they smiling with you, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, all smiles are not good smiles.
Yeah.
I always taught my kids that from an early age.
Uh-huh.
Just because somebody's smiling at you, with you, while
Don't
you
mean they
talking,
for you.
don't mean that they are for you,
Mm-hmm.
because you never know what's behind the smile.
Mm-hmm.
A smile, how they say, is a frown upside down.
Yes.
And so they could be smiling with you, and at the same time, they
Smiling
planning,
against you.
yes,
Yeah.
planning on your destruction,
Yes.
ways to, you know, bring you down. So
Yeah.
you can't always trust a smile.
Right. That's why they always say you're supposed to keep your circle small and don't tell everything that you're gonna do. Because some people ain't happy to hear that you're progressing, you're evaluating to another level. They'll smile at you, but that smile is a frown and see you go down too. Because everybody ain't your friend. I used to tell my kids that all the time. Everybody ain't
Yes,
gonna be happy to see you, you know, move up because they feel that you're doing a little bit better than them. So that's why you can't tell everything because people try to sabotage what you're trying to do.
yes, yes, and start praying against you. It's the
Yeah,
same way.
yeah,
You can't ask anybody just because somebody come up to you and say, can I pray with you or pray? You could pray for yourself.
yeah.
The same thing they praying for you for, you could pray. You don't know what a person is praying,
Mhm.
but they could be praying against you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm
Mhm.
capable of praying
Praying for yourself.
yeah, for
You
myself.
don't want everybody praying. I don't want
Yes.
everybody praying for
I
me.
don't want everybody praying. Yeah,
I don't either.
because you don't know what they praying
You
for.
don't know what kind of spirits they got. I don't. I was
Yes.
always against that. No, don't pray for me. I pray for myself.
Yes. I pray for myself,
Yeah.
because I know I'm praying for my goodness, my health. You could be praying for my downfall. No,
Yeah.
I don't need your
You don't
prayer.
need that. That's
Yes.
why, yeah. That's why they always say move in silence. You don't need to tell everything that you're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they look up and, you know, uh, after you accomplish what you tried to, put
Mm-hmm.
in mind to accomplish, then
Mm-hmm.
you share your good
Then you
news.
share it. Yeah.
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 But while you trying to do it, don't
Mm-hmm.
share it. I
Mm-hmm.
always been a private person anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I always been,
Mm-hmm.
one to I'm one that I don't try to pry into people's lives. You know, I was taught as a child, people tell you what they want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go around asking nobody their business, and don't tell your business.
Mm-hmm.
Their business is theirs, yours is yours. Because peoples would use what you tell them against them. You telling them something from your heart, and uh,
And
trying
then
to
soon as
get
they
someone
mad
to
at you, it
understand.
all come out. Yeah.
Yes, it all comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm a private person, and I
Mm-hmm.
love being the type of person I am, and
Yeah.
I do it smoothly. If I'm having a conversation with someone and they ask me something that I feel is inappropriate, instead of snapping out, I was I just switch the subject.
Yeah.
I switch the subject,
Yeah.
and they'll get
Yeah. Get the
they
point. Don't ask
will
again.
get the point. don't ask.
Yeah.
Because I'm not asking you your business. That's your business. If
Right.
you want me to know that, you would tell me
You
that.
would tell you, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would tell me. So
Mhm.
it's important to know how much to tell, when to tell, and
And when
who to
not to.
tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't just go out here telling everybody your business for what? What are you going to get from that by
Mhm.
going out here telling everybody what's going
Mhm.
on with you?
And a lot of times, Bob, I think you learn as you go because a lot of times you sometimes people just do it because they angry, want to get back at the person. But at the end of the day, what did you accomplish? So sometimes people just do it out of spite just to get back at another person, and that's why they do that. But if you if it's something you don't want people to know, then you just keep that to yourself. Because don't get mad when you tell it and then they spread it, because then that's on you.
Right, because you
Yeah.
should have kept your
You should
mouth
have kept
shut.
it to yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, some people, it all depends. If it's somebody who you were close to and you know that you can go to them and y'all can talk with each other like me and you. We've
Right.
been friends for years.
Selective.
We can sit back and talk and have a
Yes, and
conversation.
we
What I
know
tell
it's
you,
not
it ain't
going
going no
nowhere.
farther, right? But
Right.
you can't do that with everybody.
With everybody, it has to be selective.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
to not just go out there blabbing, 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 telling all of
yeah,
your business.
yeah.
For what? For it to start roaming around, roaming around,
And then
roaming.
when,
And
and then
each
here's the
person they
funny.
get to, the story get a
It
little
changed.
different.
I was just going to say that, and it never stays the same. They add
Right.
more to it, and it's never even nothing that you told them. They done added everything else.
Yes, they
So I
added like,
always
now
say,
where did that come from?
right? I always say, if you gonna tell it, then tell it like I told you. You
Right.
can added 50 more things to it. That ain't what I said. But,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And so, it's important. It's the same way. It's important in
Mm-hmm.
relationship. But as far
Mm-hmm.
as start dating over again,
Yeah.
you just some things you just don't do. You
Yeah.
just don't. He or she don't need to know.
Right.
Everything about your life. You don't know that person enough to even
You
express
shouldn't
all of
even.
this to
I
them.
I don't want to know all what you did before I met
Right.
you. That was your
Right.
business. I'm not even. I won't even ask that question. I don't want to know what you did or what she did or how was this or how was that or why y'all broke up. I don't. That's whatever you went through. Leave that where it's at.
Yes, don't
Yeah.
bring that to
Eh,
this relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
one thing I always would say, when whoever you was with, I don't want to hear. Don't bring them up in my face, because I'm not gonna bring who I was with or what I did before I met you in your face. So you
right.
leave that where it was at. Right.
You
That
leave it
yeah,
in the past. You
yeah.
leave it in the past.
Don't
Yes.
compare me with them, and I ain't gonna compare you with nobody else.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Because that's what happens when, like we
yeah.
spoke earlier, when you move too fast, you find yourself comparing
Mm-hmm.
this person with that person. And
Right.
that's not fair to the next person.
Yeah.
So take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be rushing into no relationship for what?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
it's
what?
about getting yourself together too. I think you should take the time and focus on you and love yourself for a while.
Yes, treat
You ain't
yourself
got to
good.
treat your own self good. You don't need nobody to help you make yourself feel good. You make your own self feel good.
Yes. Uh-huh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
But this was a
definitely,
good topic that we had today.
yes, it really is.
Yes, it
I,
was.
enjoyed the topic, because we see it a lot, where people's moving too fast, and you be like, what? They
Mm-hmm.
are dating already? You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
I think it's when like I said, I think when people do that, move too fast,
Mm-hmm.
there's something going on within
With
them
them.
that they
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
satisfy.
Yeah.
Because the wisest thing is not to do that.
Right.
Yeah, not to do that. Take the time you need for yourself to heal.
Yeah.
From a broken, when you've been in a relationship for so long, you're broken. And when it
Yeah.
fails,
Yeah. And it's
you
hard.
know,
I mean, because you got to give yourself time to get over that. When you break up with someone, you're not going to get over it. It takes a time. It takes a while for that.
right.
It's still feelings there. You got to get over all that before you step into something else.
Yes. You have to rebuild from when the relationship failed, you know, uh, positioning yourself, uh, with the terms as far as strengthening yourself and your beliefs and everything, with evaluating like, okay, uh if I see this person out on the street with someone else, how is that going to
How's that
affect
going to make
me?
you feel? Right.
Yeah, how is
Yeah.
that going to make me feel when I'm still hurting and
Mm-hmm.
this person have
It
moved
moved
on?
on. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of things that come along,
Yeah.
with a fair relationship.
Yeah.
You want to get to the point where if I see that person with someone else, oh, well, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You want right for me? No way, because
Right.
that's why the relationship failed.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get to that point where
Mm-hmm.
I know it wouldn't bother me
Yeah.
if I seen my ex with somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
I could just smile at it,
And keep going. But
and keep
it's
going.
hard for a lot of people to get over that and forgive someone. But you, when you do that, you only hurting yourself because they done moved on. So, and you still walking around with grudges and hate toward that person. And forgiveness is not about for that person; it's for yourself. So you can't keep walking around holding grudges. I mean, you got to let it go. But some people, it's hard to do that.
Yeah,
And
because
that
it
person
all
then
be
moved on and got with somebody else, and you still sitting there miserable and
yes.
upset. Like, yeah. But
And the
like I said,
majority,
that comes with wisdom and knowledge as you get older, So we can sit here and we can say those things because we older and we've experienced a lot of things. But when you look at the younger generations, I guess they see things differently. But you learn as you go. Like we had to learn as we go. We was like that too, vulnerable at a younger age. But
that's what I say.
now that we older, and experience some of these things, we kind of know how to deal with a lot of stuff. And that's why we come on here and we say what we say. And we wrote the book that we wrote because we older and we experienced everything and we want to share it with the next generation.
Right. And to try to help them avoid making the same mistakes
Yeah,
that we made.
that we
But
did. I mean, everybody goes through it. So,
yeah,
but
and
you learn as you
everybody
go.
don't
Yeah.
want to learn from your mistakes. They want to make their own.
Mistake. Yeah.
So, we're not knocking you if
Mm-mm.
you want to make your own mistakes. The
Yeah,
only
because
thing
that's how
we're
you learn.
doing is trying to, give you tools and red flags and
Yeah.
different things to look for to
Yeah.
avoid getting your heart broken and being in a bad situation that
Yeah.
now you have to try to fight your way to get out of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But one thing I could truly say is from my past and previous relationships,
Mm-hmm.
when I walked away from their relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I never ever wanted no ex that I ever had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No ex. When I'm done, I'm
I'm
done.
done. Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it don't even have to have been a bad situation. Where something drastic happened. People's part for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so, you might just outgrow each other. You know, it don't
Yeah.
have to, all relationships don't end on bad terms.
Yeah.
But whether it was bad terms or good terms, you know, what if I was out, I'm out. Ain't nothing else you could do for me.
Yeah.
It have played, you know, it
Yeah.
have played out.
And only you know that because you at the end you'll know when you tired. But only you
Right,
will know that. You'll know when you're tired and fed up. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
And
No
yeah,
matter
and
what anything you said, no matter what anybody says, you the only one gonna know when enough is enough.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
All right. Well, we're gonna end this. And we hope that this was a good topic for you today. We always ask that you come on and put comments that you want to speak on about the conversation that we have on these videos and what you agree with, what you don't agree with, because everybody's opinion matters. We're not on here to judge anybody. We just giving you opinions on how we feel, but you could think differently from what we're saying, and we're not trying to judge anybody because we want to hear. This is the whole point of this, to hear what you have to say, because this is to help and encourage people to move forward and and be in a healthy relationship. So we hope to see you again on our next
absolutely,
topic.
because everyone have a story.
Yes, yes. All right, you guys, you have a good day.
All right, be blessed.